back to Empire Total War with Darth mod. As requested by a lot of people, I've actually taken the time to find out all the mods, since well, I knew 2 of them, but I forgot about the 3rd one, the extra unit mod. But I went through my searches and I found it, and now all of the mods are linked in the playlist, so you can go ahead and find them there. Anyways, for the other 2 continents, Europe and India, nothing's happened, but we have some developments here in America. So, Aaron Forbes have continued to move through Upper Canada and is now ready to attack Niagara of the Algonquin territory. But at the same time, the Iroquois has actually moved through the wilderness of the mountains here and taken and sacked Philadelphia. They've beaten my allies, the 13 colonies, and they've taken Pennsylvania, which is a much disturbing, very disturbing incident, that they have taken this territory, which I believe is one of the few major settlements of the colonies besides Boston. So the fact that they've taken this and sacked it is quite upsetting, and I believe the 16,000 inhabitants would agree with that as well. So we are to attack this place, Niagara. It's got a full stack of enemies, so it's going to be one hell of a battle. This army luckily doesn't have as many Hessian troops as the other one. Where did I put the small one? Oh, it's over there. And so by the request by others, I probably will go ahead and remove the Hessians, because they're not that good. They've only got a 25 in accuracy compared with the normal that's got 30, and it's got a morale of 10. The Hessians got only a morale of 6. The only thing they really have, the Hessians, is no, melee defense is worse as well. Do they have any melee attack is 6? That's 9 for a normal unit. How much cheaper than a normal unit are they? So if we take 816, 9, it's not that big of a difference. And the upkeep is not that big of a difference either. The Hessian troops, for some god-awful reason, are terrible soldiers. Or, well, the Hessians in general. I believe the Hessian Grenadiers are probably quite well. But the normal line infantry are terrible. Anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and take this place from the savages. And we will conduct a bit of a revenge for what happened in Philadelphia. They still have the gentleman there. I'm not entirely sure what his name is, but there is a gentleman that is in Philadelphia, one of the gentlemen of the 13 colonies, and so we can assume that he's been taken captive by the Native Americans. So we'll see if we can stamp out this Indian rebellion. Well, not really rebellion, but this Indian tribe, and secure North America. Let's go ahead as always, and then there we go. Right, we've got the village right about here, and then we've got slope. It's sloping down, and then we come on to our ground. I do believe that I'll place the artillery not down there, but I will place it up here. Let's see how far I can shell the enemy. The ranges of the artillery in this are very... they've got massive range compared with, say, Napoleon. And so, let's have all our troops strewn out like this. The Irish volunteers are quite good at shooting, but they're lacking a bit in morale, and they're also lacking a bit in just melee prowess. But I think we'll put them up front, as we lack skirmishers. They will act as our skirmishers. Then we'll have the regular infantry. Oh, now I got the Irish with me as well. Right, let's go ahead and select the Irish once more. I'm hoping these are all Irish, and we don't have militia units in among them. Yeah, these should all be Irish. Then we will separate the Scottish infantry from just the regular redcoats. And I think, let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of them. So I think we'll do a layered defense. So we got 4, 5 there, and then have them lined up behind there, and then the next 5 lined up behind there. And here we got 4 more will be lined up behind them. We've got the pikemen. I can't believe we still have pikemen, but yeah, we'll put them there. The militia on either side of the cannons, general behind. The only cavalry unit we have is probably best out suited in the open country over there. We've got the Scots as the backbone. Since there's so many enemy cavalry units, we'll deploy these defensive hurdles to hold the enemy back. And then, because of our lineup like this, we don't want to shoot our allies in the back. So I'm going to tell the back rows to not fire. And we really got to keep our eye out to make sure that we enable it once they're in danger. Right, so the Native Americans, quite an interesting setup right here, with a lot of their cavalry strewn out in the front here, getting hit by our artillery in the beginning. Native American lances getting shot up. And then we've got lots and lots of infantry. The thing is, I think we can hold our position and we can let the enemy come to us. The Irish volunteers are opening fire, and it seems as though this unit is about to give way. Although they're going into the flank, so we'll tell this one, the 30th foot. Oh, it's actually going, I think, for the cavalry. I think the cannons are shooting each other now at this point. Hold your fire. Wait, is that enemy cannon fire? Do the Indians have cannons? Can there be such a thing as an Indian artillery piece? No. Right, artillery. Let's see, what are we focusing in on? These guys, because they seem to be going for the flank. The Irish volunteers are opening up on the cavalry. We're gonna hold the second line, but we're gonna tell them to open fire once the enemy gets too close. I do think, though, that they will go on to the traps we've set up here, which will cause them quite a bit of harm. And so I'm hoping the Irish volunteers can hold out without a lot of aid from second line. And it seems as though these guys are retreating. A lot of the cavalry is retreating. And the Irish volunteers are holding their ground. These guys are even advancing. Prolonged pressure, though, I imagine the Irish volunteers would give way. But right now, we can see that they're actually holding their They're holding their points, and a lot of the Native Americans are retreating. We're gonna send in the cavalry to deal with this unit. We got armed tribesmen coming in from the flank. If you hold, and then maybe you can open fire this way. We'll tell this one to support. Open fire! A good volley. And we'll lay down continuous fire onto these Native Americans. Most of the Native American army is now retreating. And this unit, let's hold fire. We're probably shooting some of our own men there. Most of the Native American army is now retreating. I'm not entirely sure who's fighting. Ah, it's a fresh enemy cavalry unit. It's winning slightly according to this. I think the Irish volunteers have done their part. They broke the first attack of the enemy. And so now we will filter them back. And then we'll have second line move up, followed by third line moving up to that point, fourth line moving up to there, and the Scotsmen holding their position. Good work, lads! Now you can rest. Okay, the cavalry here is in need of aid. So I think we'll tell this one to open fire in the back of this one. Let's tell the artillery to hold fire. And then what we'll do, you know what, this one, garrison American bowmen, we'll have to blow them out of the water. What we need to do is we probably need to put some extra firepower down upon them as they advance. These guys, I'm intending to open fire with my cannons on them, and I would imagine that as I do, that they would. Oh, we got. Oh, I got one of the Irish volunteers there. We don't want you to join in. We want you to stay back here. Open fire and turn the tide over them this side. At this range and with this angle, it seems as though they are not causing that much damage. Our cavalry is about to give way if it continues in that. You know what I can do? We're firing over there. Let's see, this unit. Open fire. What I can do is I can tell the artillery to fire just over here. So hopefully the cannon shot will then bounce here and take the back end of the unit with it. Oh, they're moving now. This unit has lost 100 men. Let's get the cavalry over there. You will open fire as well. The Native Americans are broken. This unit is suffering heavily under the fire of these guys because they're not even firing back. Bayonets and charge them. The cavalry unit is coming to your aid. Although it's very tired. And they have lost a lot of men. We need a unit to replace the one that was this one. And then we will tell the line. All the units will fire at will. This one included. And these 4 will fire at will. And then we'll march into a position where we can better attack the enemy. Or better shoot them down as they approach. So we will go to this. That is the preferred line we will draw, and this line will be drawn across there. Okay, cannons, hold fire. The cavalry can chase after these guys, and this unit will hold right there. And the rest of our line infantry will march into position. And then we'll let the cannons open fire on these troops right here. What I'll do is I'll probably wait. You know what? We'll probably hold the fire until the very last minute. Just before the enemy reaches us. And then we will release. And we will blow the enemy to Kingdom Come. I'm not entirely sure what the Indians are waiting for, but here we go. Cannon shots are about to come flying. This will draw the enemy closer. I think this is Warrior Society man right there. Although I cannot really... Oh! Cannon shot rips through. Yeah, the one in front there I think is a Warrior Society. The guys that are a bit darker. No, it's Medicine Men. And so we have we've stirred the Native Americans. And so now we just need to wait until when they come in range, and then I will tell the men to open fire all across the line. If in case they would break through, we still have another line of men, and behind them we got the Scotsmen. Cannon shots flying through, killing lots of the Indians. Okay, the cavalry has moved too far. He needs to move back. Right. It seems that this area is the one that will be that will need to fire first. Why have I no fire at will? Ah, because I'm selected the cavalry as well. Okay, here we go. Hold it. Hold it. Now! Fire! There's one coming through here. So I don't want to, oh crap, we're shooting our own men with the artillery. Hold your fire. Target the bowmen. This side is yet to fire, and it seems that the enemy will not advance here. So open fire here as well. And these guys seemingly will not advance. Fix bayonets. And then turn this door. Turn in the regiments. Tell the artillery to hold its fire. We would only shoot our own men at this point. The Native Americans are surrendering. be flanked over here. Get into the forest and open fire. Cannons, we need your aid. Fire at will. Continue the charge through here towards this unit. The line's holding, but it's only just. We got all these men coming in, bayonets at the ready, charging at them from the back. This one has broken through the line, but just as they do, they give up. Charge forth, men! Slay our enemies! Go for broke. There was some enemy cavalry, weren't there? Cannons, open fire on the lances. We are sweeping through. Everyone, bayonets, forwards. March up through the forest. Charge them! The enemy will not stand for long. We got thousands upon thousands of men marching through. Oh, we got loads of bowmen and stuff that was hiding here. They got basically another army just sitting and waiting there. Look how many there are. The enemy here is broken. We are tired though. Our men are in need of reinforcements. March this line up and get the Scotsmen to come in as well. Send in the reserve units. These guys will get ready in the forest, and then they will continue their charge out of here, straight into all of this. And hopefully that will be enough to break them. We're quite tired. Forwards. Have the cannons target the enemy general. And then we hurry straight forwards into the enemy. And bayonets attack ensue inside of the forest. These two units that actually managed to bypass the enemy's attack will land in a quite favorable position. We cannot march much longer without just walking straight into them. So we'll march up here and we'll fire at the enemy. These guys are back to volley. The Indians took quite a few of them. We've got a few regiments out here that are not looking too good. These are in fact bowmen. Forwards! this area right here, we got lots of Indian troops. Our troops in the forest are heavily beset by the enemy and are in need of aid, so I'm gonna send in as many of these as possible into bayonet charges. Scotsmen opened fire and they broke that unit. Continue forwards and get into this. Our artillery strike here seemed to have wavered them a bit, but we can see a couple of our regiments is giving way. The artillery needs to target the enemy general. These two will have to gain ground up until this point. And this one is taking heavy damage from this one out here. So these two, I believe, is needed to take out that one unit. I notice how much tighter the Scottish formation is compared to the normal line infantry units. Open fire into all of that. Cannon shot are going for this Lancer unit. Let's get these bowmen. The enemy here was broken, and so these two regiments can now move up quickly behind the Indians, and then with a melee push they should be able, coming in behind the enemy, force him to surrender. And then the Scots will come in as well. The Scots over here were successful, and with the push now coming in from behind, the Native Americans are being pushed away. The battle is lost for their cause. Although it was at heavy casualties we won this battle, as most of these battles turn out. The remaining Indians are stuck in there. They are all broken now. Cannons hold fire. We will continue for a bit to make sure we get as many as possible. Did we just break down a house here? Yes, I think we just hit one of their houses here with cannon fire, and it just became a big dust cloud. And we can, there we go, now we can see the remnants of the house that was broken down. Okay, so the remnants of the army will now line up there. I want to see how many bodies that are lying in the forest. So the first attack went quite successful. The Irish volunteers managed to hold out because they got plenty of shot into the enemy. But then the second wave that the enemy sent in sort of maybe knowingly sacrificed the first men to drag us into this. There are a lot of bodies here. But it doesn't seem to be, even though we had a lot of British regiments running away from this region, it doesn't seem to be that many. Oh, here we go. Here's quite a few redcoats. It's hard to see though with the grass being as it is. The snow. Oh, here's a lot of bodies. There was some really hard fighting in here. Lots of Native Americans lie dead here. Right, let's end this battle and see the statistics of this. Close victory. that's not how you spell it at all, but that will do. It's reasonable that everyone who asks justice should do justice. We lost an exact amount of 3,333 men, while the Native Americans lost their entire force of 9,600 men. We inflicted about 300 casualties on our own, or on ourselves. And yeah, you can't really tell from the enemy because they lost everything. Well, they lost everything, so it's not really that they lost 1,000 men due to their own accord. I guess the other 1,000 there, or the 1,100, were killed off afterwards. They were run down after the battle. The Algonquin territory is now ours. I'm not entirely sure if I lost a unit. It's hard to tell. Algonquin territory is under our control. We'll burn it down. We'll also burn down this. And we'll burn down this. And is there anything else we need to change around? No, I don't think so. And I guess it's then to end turn. See what France is up to. Nothing. They did nothing, at least, that caught our attention. But they did move around troops and stuff. The Ottoman Empire. The thing is, it's in North America and in India, it's kind of stable right now. We seem to be winning. We're going forwards, but I'm expecting someone else to come in and attack us at some point. My lord requires that we talk about matters of mutual convenience and profit. So they demand military access, and they give military access, but they also want me to pay £6,000 and give them a technology. No. You don't even have any ports anymore. Yes, actually you do have quite a few ports, but they are under siege by the Mughal Empire. Having cut off the Indians' retreats, or the Native Americans' retreats, they're going to have to, well, let us consider a peace treaty. Allah the merciful loves those who seek the way of peace. No. Thank you. You wretched scum. This nation has further development its military technology. A blade fitted with a collar that attached to a musket barrel and then locked in place, turning the weapon into a useful short pike. A socket bayonet is a development of earlier bayonets, and shabba ding dong, and so on. Historically, this improvement have stood the test of time. Socket bayonets are still issued for modern rifles and carbines and still used in combat. The twist and lock mechanism is still used for civilian purpose as so and so on. And yeah. Wait, the twist and lock mechanism is still used for civilian purposes as diverse light bulbs and vacuum cleaner tubes. There is, however, no real satisfactory explanation as to why the French military decided to offset the bayonet above the barrel, right into the sight or the line of sight of the user. No, there is none, is there? Ralph Alcock, Protestant missionary in Mysore. Alcock. Very good. Well, you can stay in this province then, but I just want you to be out in the field rather than sitting in that church growing old. Right, we got another one. What was his name? Roland Younger. Roland Younger. The Protestant, he's pious, that's good. Get out there and do God's work. What was this one? Did he have anything? No, he's pious. They're all pious, except for this guy, which is his test of endurance. That spicy curry ruining his digestion. And I'm recruiting some new units. Welsh Royal Fusiliers in England. King's Royal Regiment of New York. is being recruited in Upper Canada, and then Hessen Kessel Grenadiers in New France region. And then lots of artillery depots, lots of churches being built, very good. I'm gonna continue on building up these churches. I guess it's the ones in North America that needs more improvement. These troops will continue to their destination, so these 4 will march over there. Let's see. We can build military academies now. Or, yeah, what are they called? Yeah, military academies. Very good. But we'll build them where we need them the most. So, England first. England and in Scotland. Then we're probably gonna need one in North America. So, we'll build one in New France. We'll build up the churches. We'll build up the regions they just took. Make sure that that is done. This rake will go ahead and try and assassinate that guy. You will stay in this province just to make it 100% Protestant. Then you will go up. Just the thing is, he's not really doing anything here, so you can actually stay here and then go to another region. I think I built more churches. Yes, we got another one over here. And yes, let's see. I wonder if the Americans will be able to take this back on their own. I will try to lend them as much as possible. This army needs more replenishment, but then it will move back and take up some of these troops that are newly recruited. And we will actually continue recruiting these troops. The Grenadiers I've got all of them, and we've got all of these. Although what I want is probably more of the Rangers, so we need 2 more of these. And then we need more of these guys. So we got full Rangers, and then we'll make sure that these 2 armies are fully equipped and ready to take on the enemy. No else. I need to just check so there's no adverse movements being taken against me. We got some a French navy here, but it's not carrying any enemy troops. But what we might need is we still might need to deal with it. So how about 2 war galleons being recruited here? That could be good. Then back in England, nothing really happening over here. We want to see about taking on the French in the mainland here, but I imagine our Austrian allies are moving towards this region right here, so that's good. Then we jump off to India, and since we have so much money, we can build those barracks here as well. And since we got so much money, I think we can build this one as well. Then I think what I can do, let's go ahead and check technologies. I am researching fire by rank, which is probably needed for the stuff like the Scottish troop, because now the Scottish are only firing in 1st rank, which is not very useful. But what I can do is I can actually buy the technology of fire by rank from the Swedes. Anyways, I think we'll end it right here. And then we'll see what has happened the next time I'll meet you guys. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this episode, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!